Champion, the real champion, Petr Yan takes on Aljamain Sterling in a rematch for the bantamweight title. Now, if you guys think this clown has a chance after watching the first fight, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. You probably got dropped in the head. You're probably racist towards white people. I don't know. I watched that fight several times. Aljamain's best round was the first round, and he lost that round because he got dropped. Keep that in mind, right? His output was a lot. Now, I got the stats right here. If we look at the first round, Alja was able to take him down one time. Petr Yan, however, got 2 takedowns, right? Keep that in mind. Alja also threw 74 significant strikes and only landed 27 of them. Most of those were blocked. He landed a nice clean flying knee, but that was it. The round was going his way, and then he got knocked down. So round 1 has to go to Petr Yan. Round 2, it was a closely competitive fight. Alja couldn't get a takedown. Petr Yan got a takedown. Got a minute of control time, while Alja got 2 minutes of control time, but that was through the clinch exchanges. You can give the second round to Alja, right? Whoop-dee, big deal. Round 3, Petr Yan takes him down 3 times and outlands him in the significant strike stats by 1 punch or 1 strike, And then round 4, Petr Yan takes over. Alja's tired, and Petr Yan takes him down 1 more time for a total of, 7 takedowns. And he didn't miss a single takedown attempt. That is nuts. Alja only got 1 takedown. 1 takedown against. I knew Petr Yan's grappling defense was amazing. If you guys, the hardcore fans, watch Petr Yan versus Magomedov, they fought 2 times, right? Magomedov, if he was in the UFC right now, he'd be right below Petr Yan. He would beat Alja. His grappling is amazing. His submissions are amazing. He's just one of those high-level Dagestani guys, We're seeing him all over the place now after Khabib. He fights in Bellator. Anyways, if you go watch that fight, him and Petr Yan are 1-1, but Petr Yan did amazing at defending the submission attempts from Magomedov, and I knew from those 2 fights he was able to stuff majority of Alja's takedowns and not get submitted in the first round. I knew that for a fact before going in the first fight, right? However, I didn't know Petr Yan was going to take him down 7 times. Alja sucks, right? Compared to Yan. Alja, he beat Corey Sandhagen by cheating. His foot was on the cage, or he used his foot to grab hold of the cage. That's how he got his hooks in, and that's how he was able to take down Corey Sandhagen, right? So I don't count that as a win. He cheated. Against Pedro, 1 more round of the fight, couple more calf kicks. In a 5-round fight against Pedro, he loses. In a 5-round fight against Aldo, he loses. In a 3-round or 5-round fight against Corey Sandhagen, he loses, in my opinion. He could probably beat Rob Font because, I don't know. Maybe Rob Font beats him, but I think Aljamain's done. He's 32 years old, 33 years old. He had a bad neck injury. I think you should just call it quits. If I were Aljamain Sterling, I'd retire. I would vacate the belt. I would say congrats, Petr Yan. Technically, Alja beat him, right? Because Petr Yan did break the rules. So Alja technically has a win over him. And if I'm Alja, I would just retire. I'd retire and get a win over Petr Yan. And Yan can't get it back. That would be the ultimate troll. But, guys, I promise you, in the second fight, Petr Yan is going to knock him out or get a TKO. But in the first 2 rounds, I think Aljamain, his chin isn't going to hold up in the next fight. He's a year older than the previous fight. His neck is pretty messed up. And it wasn't from the knee. I think it was from something else. But he got surgery for it. And, guys, I think he's just going to get chinned real quick. in the first 2 rounds. It's not going to go to the 4th round again. I think Petr Yan is going to KO him. And the odds for this fight, I think Petr Yan are going to be... I'm pretty sure he's going to be a heavy favorite. Like a minus 250 to 300. Probably minus 300. If Usman is minus 300 over Colby Covington, then Petr Yan has to be a minus 300. Right? Maybe even minus 400. Depends. But, yeah, guys. Aljamain's done. He had a good career. If I were him, I'd just retire. He technically has a win over Petr Yan, and if I'm him, I would just keep it that way. Alright, guys. This is kind of part 2 of this video. I wanted to go over this. The referee here, he's a good referee. He started bursting onto the big shows, I think around 2020, right? He's somewhat fairly recent to the big shows, right? His name is Mark Davis. I don't know what was going through his head when he made the call that it was intentional, because he also made a mistake that John McCarthy on his weighing in podcast made. John McCarthy said that he told the doctor that the knee was intentional in front of Aljamain, right? So he shouldn't have done that. And then he also said that Petr Yan would be disqualified if Aljo couldn't continue. And Aljamain heard all of this, right? And I'm just thinking to myself, how could this be allowed, right? And, you know, I don't want to say it, guys. Maybe, just maybe, okay, just for, you know, it's a good chance, right? It could have been racially motivated. I'm just saying, okay? Petr Yan doesn't speak English, okay? So when Mark Davis said that, oh, I warned him, the guy doesn't understand English, and you know that, right? He knows that. And then when you say, oh, it was intentional knee, which it really wasn't. I mean, he just assumed that. And he said it in front of Alja Sterling when he was talking to the doctor. He mentioned Petr Yan would be disqualified if Aljo couldn't continue in front of Aljamain. I'm just saying this could have been racially motivated. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying Mark Davis is racist. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying there could have been some sort of bias, right? That's what I think, because that's the only thing that explains it. Why else would he go after Petr Yan like that? I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, you're going to sit in front of Aljamain Sterling, right? That, hey, Petr Yan can get disqualified. And guys, don't take my word for it. Go to the Weighing In podcast and look up Petr Yan, Aljamain Sterling, knee on the Weighing In podcast, right? John McCarthy, referee legend, MMA legend, right? He goes over that, and he said he shouldn't have said that in front of Aljamain Sterling. He clearly said if Aljo can't continue, then Petr Yan would be disqualified. And he said that to the fucking doctor. Like, why does the MMA or the medical doctor need to know that, right? So he did that on purpose. He couldn't say it directly to Aljamain, so he said it to the doctor where he was close enough to Aljamain. And there you go. That's what I think. So, guys, I'm not saying Mark Davis is racist. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that was weird, right? It could have been racially motivated. Like, it could have been biased, right? I'm not saying he's racist towards white people. No, no, no. I'm just saying he could have been biased, you know? We're all a little bit biased. I mean, not me, right? But it's whatever. I mean, congrats to Aljamain, right? I mean, he got a fake belt, but yeah. Alright, guys, that's my video for today. See you guys in the next one. Peace.